Hello everyone, welcome to Odyssey of Combat. This is our second tournament of this Premier League Season 3. I'm Janek, and with me as always is Galos.
How's it going, guys? Good afternoon. Well, as Janek has already said, it's the second tournament of the season. And of course, with us not having the tournament on the last week, of course, we are very curious to see what you have in store for us today. Let us see what they have in store for us, Janek. Let's do it.
Stay out of my business.
Show me your strength. Round one.
Interesting, so the eye patch versus the monocle. Okay, ISDD is not moving, so I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, it seems that they're okay, it seems they're playing now, so for now, ISDD is the one taking the initiative. He burned quite a lot of drive bar, getting Tesstary in the corner. Not much damage has been dealt though, and a good burn kick to swap sides, and now it's ISDD who's in the corner. Both players fairly low on drive bar, so they have to be very wary about spending their resources.
Yeah, for sure. But ISDD as well, already with a very good life lead. The knees, the Tiger knee usage has been plentiful, but as well, I think it has been very, very good.
Yeah, a few good anti-air passes by Tesstary, and now it seems that, well, ISDD is still in the life lead, but the super level 1 is going to get blocked, and this is going to be the first round for ISDD. So the classic minus frames into a reversal. This time it didn't work. ISDD patient enough to block it. And now we're going straight into level 3, mostly for the drive bar, I'm assuming. Yeah, but also it's round 2, he's still full HP. Even if this round goes wrong for him, he still has plenty of time to build back the meter, so not afraid to spend it. Both players are constantly at very low drive, and I wonder how much is it going to affect the match. Tesstary burning out ISDD, but ISDD is going to burn out Tesstary as well. Both players in burnout. And let's see. Tesstary is the one with the initiative right now. And this is going to be cheap territory. Although both players very close to recovering, and ISDD goes for Tiger Shot instantly to get the game 1 for himself.
Yeah, to be fair, Janek, I was just gonna say very, very explosive first match. We haven't seen like a lot of regular neutral, so to say. We have seen a lot of defense and offense for sure. Imstilldadaddy is definitely pushing that offense, and he's doing it very, very well. As I said, like the knees are hitting, or at least he's getting some plus frames on block. Yeah, it's going very well for him. Yeah.
They're constantly trading blows, although not many big hits with big combos happening for now. Apart from that blocked level 1 punish by ISDD at the end of the first round of the first game. So it seems both players are willing to swing a little bit for now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And ISDD again in burnout, in the corner. Of course he's got super, so no checkmates available for Tesstary, and he's going to react with the level 2, and this is going to be a kill, I believe. Yes, yep. Goes for the damage version of the level 2, and he's already on set point. Tesstary needs to find some kind of adaptation to stay alive in this set.
Yep.
So far it seems the strategy of playing active neutral and swinging is paying off very well for ISDD, and he's very close to finishing that first set with a 2-0. Oh, the DI gets blocked, not fast enough to catch that medium punch. A good cross up by Tesstary, but Tiger Cannon is going to hit him, and this is a very difficult situation, and Tiger Shot is going to take him out of the air And I believe he was playing in the previous one as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think he
I
participated.
don't remember how well he ended up doing. And let's see how he deals with Onirush.
Yeah,
Okay,
Onirush as well. Yeah, sorry, Yannick, go ahead.
For now, it seems that Roozu is trying to do a little bit of an aerial approach. He mixes jump-ins with neutral jumps. Of course, Sea Viper has the burn kick, which makes the... Oh, that DI was pretty wild. He burns himself out with it. And Onirush doesn't react to it, but he manages to block it, so no problem for him. And now Roozu is in burnout, and Onirush can just go in, which he does. And this is a very difficult situation to be in against JP, and Onirush manages to take the first round.
Yep, very well controlled by Onirush, to be fair. Roozu trying to get in, but I do think, Yannick, that burnout situation was what really killed the round for him.
Yeah, I think he tried to force his way in a little bit too hard, and he got punished for it. Once again a DI. I'm not sure what's the idea with those DIs. It's not like JP is one of those characters who's particularly vulnerable to DIs. He goes for a combo with level 1, sets up level 2, and he has time to block the wake up reversal, and there was no real way out for Roozu, because we're going to have a character switch to Mai. And perhaps he's going to present a different strategy with Mai. Oh, the Ryuanbu, of course, whiffing on crouches. Once again at the eye. And Onirush has not reacted to any of those DIs yet with a DI of their own, but he has not been hit with a DI either. That being said, the OD Amnesia is getting punished, and this is going to be the first round for Roozu in this set, and it's also going to be a perfect. So the character switch is working out for him for now. And once again, forcing his way in, spending a lot of resources to get in.
Yep, and with this drive reversal, getting the burnout as well once again, but he does maintain the corner for a bit. We're on mid-screen though. Out of stocks as well, but very good life lead.
I'm honestly confused. Like, did Roozu make a bet with someone that he's playing like that?
I mean, to be fair, like with Mai it is working.
Yeah, it is working for now. He equalized the set, but
yeah.
I don't remember him playing like that the last time. Was he?
He's not this erratic. He's not like this is quite an extreme, I would say, Yannick. But the surprise factor at least worked on the last set. Oh, sorry, on the last match. Let's see if it continues to work on this one.
Once again, a drive reversal. It went on the offensive and burns himself out with a drive rush cancel. Extends the combo, gets the level 1, but he is in burnout. And let's see if Roozu manages to make use of this burnout this time. Manages to find a DI. Gets a combo. And let's see, he's still low on HP, but stun might still be happening. A wall splat is actually happening instead, because Roozu managed to recover the drive bar just before hitting the wall. Oh, but the drive reversal messed up the level 2 combo. And this might be another round for Roozu. 3 rounds straight after that beginning.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate on that conversion from the level 2 was Onirush for sure. But I don't know, Yannick, it's actually... this playstyle is actually working pretty well against Onirush. That's what I have to say. But...
nice DI against the dive kick from Mai. It's actually wild to me that Onirush has hit more DIs in this set than Roozu so far.
Yeah. And the quantity of the attempts was way less. Definitely way less. And we see another one getting perfect parried.
Yeah, doesn't respond with a DI, but gets the perfect parry and manages to equalize the rounds. And both players are on set point right now. And let's see, definitely the fight of the crazy versus the calm here.
Yeah. I think that's quite accurate.
Oh, Roozu drops the combo, but spends all of his drive bar to on another combo. And Onirush decides to go for the level 2 mix-up and manages to get a hit. Roozu is still in burnout, and this is actually a very dangerous position to be in against JP. If Onirush wants to, he can keep racking up that chief damage. Oh! No punish on the missed light confirm, and that could have been it. And he finally gets a DI! But only spends level 1. I think he could have killed with that DI combo if he spent level 3.
Maybe, yeah, with the level 3 I think so, yeah.
But Roozu manages to burn himself out again instead.
Oh, does this punish? It actually punishes. It actually no way.
Wow!
Oh shit!
Don't try this at home, people. Now I remember. Don't play.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems that we're going to have a Rashid mirror. Gokaisama also a Rashid player, apparently.
Oh, you don't see this every day. Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely. Rashid has not been played by that many people recently. But definitely not a weak character, I wouldn't say. And it seems that Gokaisama is the one who wants to go on the offensive first. Maybe he watched the previous set and wants to copy the strategy, but...
From Roozu, you mean?
Yeah.
Might be.
Very low on drive bar, and Leodun gets the punish counter overhead and gets Gokaisama in the corner, and this is going to be very dangerous, and this combo is going to take the first round for him.
Yep, a very good shimmy on that one. Just walking back a bit, waiting for the attack.
Yes, it seemed that Leodun was willing to let Gokaisama do his offense first, and then once Gokaisama was out of resources, that's when Leodun decided to go in himself and go for the kill. And it seems that a similar strategy is working out for him in this round so far. He got his opponent in the corner, in burnout, but level 1 is going to hit. Of course, this is going to be a side switch, and a side switch in the corner is definitely a big thing in a Rashid mirror. Well,
yeah,
it's big in
sure.
Street Fighter 6 in general, but in this matchup I would imagine it would be an even bigger turn-off initiative. But Leodun, really good juggle combo into level 3, and this is going to be game 1 for him. Very quick work of Gokaisama.
Yeah, that conversion was actually quite sick. Finishing with the level 3 to get the kill as well, like very, very well done by Leodun. Very, very good.
Yes, so far no Desert Storms have been summoned, and we are already 1 game in, so...
Yeah, quite unexpected, to say the least, for sure.
Oh! Gokaisama has seen Leodun go for the wake-up reversal and try to one himself, but Leodun was ready and punished it, and he's already on set point. He's really sending the message that he's willing to defend his championship from the last 2 weeks. But this round seems to be going in Gokaisama's favor for now. But just as I said, Leodun manages to get out of the corner, but we see drive reversal into level 2. But doesn't get much, just 1 throw, but...
There's
well,
another one.
Yes, and now Leodun responds with level 2 of his own, but also doesn't really get much out of it. But of course his opponent now in burnout will leave out any super meter, so the checkmate is going to be real, although this is not going to be anywhere close to killing so far. But this meaty actually might.
Yeah, with the level 1 for sure. Yep.
As long as he doesn't mess up the combo, he gets it all, and so Leodun manages to take 2 very quick games and advances further. Now we're going to see ISDD again against Xewii. Guile versus Lily.
I do fear that, at least in the character matchup department, this is gonna be very, very tough for Xewii to go up against. And of course, as we know, Imstilldadaddy has a very, very good Guile as well. It's gonna be very, very difficult for him, I reckon. But let us see what he has in store for us.
Oh, but that flash kick is going to whiff, and how did you pronounce it again?
I think it's Xewii.
Xewii.
Yeah.
Okay, so Xewii manages to punish that with flash kick, and now he's the one who's with the initiative. He manages to get in on the zoner, and in the corner is not where you want to be against a Lily as a Guile.
Yeah, most definitely not.
But he manages to jump out of it, gets the back throw. But Xewii finds his plus frames with the Condor Spire. And now he is in burnout, but ISDD is on a sliver of health. But manages to find the DI anyway.
This will not kill though.
This will not kill now.
Yeah.
But this might. And I wonder, would he have gone for that drive reversal if it wasn't for the patch?
That's a very good question, not gonna lie. That's a pretty good question. Maybe Xewii did want that that's
additional
that
drive bar
gain. Oh, or rather the drive gauge gain, exactly, yes.
Perhaps, but ISDD manages to, of course, to block it and punish. The drive reversal, of course, still -6, so the punish did not change. And this round seems much more controlled for ISDD. Manages to get the overhead target combo into level 3. It's not going to kill yet, but this is going to be one decision away from winning this game.
Yep,
But
I think a little bit
Xewii
less
manages
than...
to get in.
Yeah? But very low on drive gauge as well. +1 on that, baits the reversal from ISDD, the X flash kick, and will get him on burnout as well as a very good conversion in terms of damage.
Interesting that he chose not to spend level 3, instead converts to level 2, which does not kill, and burns both himself and his opponent out. Manages to find the chip kill, but I'm not sure that was guaranteed in that situation.
With the counter dive,
Yeah,
I'm also a little bit... yeah, I agree with you, Yannick. Because... But it was a chip kill though. It was actually a chip kill, so...
yeah, but I feel like ISDD could have anti-aired that, theoretically.
Yeah, for sure. The anti-air could have been there for sure. If he had the flash kick, yes.
Yeah, but we see another flash kick, ISDD not allowing his opponent to condition him not to use that reversal option. A pretty important tool in the matchup, I would imagine. Considering that Guile, of course, wants to keep their opponent away, but Xewii manages to find a conversion into level 3, and he's going to be the one taking the first game.
Yeah, good awareness there on that jab punish. I think that's yeah, that target combo was probably -6 on block, so he got the jab punish as well. That was a very, very good piece of awareness from Xewii.
Yeah, ISDD decides to character switch to Mai.
Quite
Which
curious.
is... Well, this can't be a bad matchup for Mai, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just changing the dynamic a little bit. Maybe he's gonna try to play a little bit more offensive with the projectiles. Might be the plan.
Maybe, or maybe he just wants like tools like Mai standing heavy kick, perhaps, to maybe contest the charge stacking from Lily, perhaps.
Though, to be fair, Yannick, I also thought about other thing, like the walk speed is better on Mai for sure. That could be another thing. But
it
so
seems
far, yeah.
Xewii seems to be very confident in this matchup. It doesn't look good for ISDD. Xewii on set point already.
Good anti-air from ISDD though. pushes
Yes.
the offense, but very, very, very pricey on that drive gauge, Yannick.
Yeah, definitely an expensive way to approach. But oh, and now he decides to even burn himself out with the driver's cancel. But he does get Xewii to the corner, so perhaps not a bad decision after all. But the DI is going to hit the crouching medium kick, and Xewii decides to go for the side switch, gets the common grab, tries to go for another one. Oh, and here we see
reversal, yeah, on the throw.
Oh, another attempt at DI, but this time ISDD was in position to react, and he does react. And he is one round away from equalizing the set. We're seeing a lot of DIs today. Have I missed something from the patch notes?
I don't think we have, Yannick, no. I think it's just a lot of players trying to get those hard reads. Sometimes successfully, but most of the time unsuccessfully, and what a call out from Xewii!
Yeah,
With the
speaking of
level
reads, Wake Up level 3 is definitely one of them. He equalizes
sure.
the health. ISDD is still in burnout with no meter, so this might get very difficult for him if Xewii manages to get him to the corner, which he does. And he does get the stun. I'm not sure he has resources to kill, but this is going to be close.
Yeah, and that's the kill, yeah.
And gets the kill with a throw, and that's going to be 2-0 against ISDD. A very dominant show from him.
Challenge Krackerlack a little bit more in the neutral in that way.
Perhaps.
And those annoying lows that Viper has, I could see that being a factor as well. But yeah, for sure, let us see what they have in store for us. They're still preparing though, I think. Yeah.
Yes, Krackerlack, of course, modern look. The specialist of modern for Europe, I think.
Yeah, one of those modern specialists for sure.
One of the very few we have in Europe.
Yeah, we can also point out players like Thud for sure. At the top of my head, I'm not remembering anyone else though.
Let's see what Wilson has in store against Luke. So now the trading blows. Good perfect parry by Krackerlack. And she's getting the corner from this. But good wave punish from Wilson, but the execution was not there for the combo, unfortunately. You see another drive reversal. He decides to jump out of the corner, gets the get out of corner tax. Not a big price to pay. Manages to find a hit, but Krackerlack manages to find a counter hit and confirms it into a combo and gets the first round.
Yeah, pretty well controlled by Krackerlack so far.
Yes, it does seem like Krackerlack is playing very calmly in this matchup so far. And it's Wilson trying to force his way in.
Ooh, very good roundhouse there from Krackerlack though.
Good with punish. But crouching medium punch is going to hit, and we're going into level 3. Well, with this low health, I guess we cannot afford to waste any bit of damage. That's the reasoning. Gets the meaty, and this is going to be 1-1 in rounds, but of course a massive meter advantage for Krackerlack in the final round.
Could very well be the factor as well for his win. For her win, sorry. What a suppressor.
And we go into the level 3, and this is going to be a very damaging combo. We actually do get the yellow health already, and this is not going to work, of course. Super level 1s do not have invincibility against projectiles. They both weave the throw. And is Wilson going to be able to make the comeback? He's getting close, actually. Oh, doesn't get the juggle with the drive rush. And Krackerlack is also pretty close to getting burnt out. And also...
Ooh, that's gonna be a kill for Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
A very good DI. Manages to bait Krackerlack into answering with DI with no health. And manages to get the first game. Really nice comeback by Wilson.
Yeah, for sure. He got some very good confirms in the end, Yannick, in the end of that round as well.
Yeah, and it seems that victory has given him a confidence boost, because this round is also going very well in his favor so far. Oh, but drops the combo. This could have been it, I think. But this combo is going to be it, and Wilson on set point. That would be an upset.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Krackerlack definitely one of the most known players, both in Europe and in the OOC as well. But what a check with the crouch medium punch. Oh no. Oh, Capcom is against the casters on this one. And against the players apparently, because yeah, they are not playing as well, so
yeah, it seems that Wilson got
strange.
kicked out by the CFN.
Quite unfortunate situation, for sure. Especially for Wilson, we do have to say, but...
Yeah, but, well, at the very least, he still gets that round, because there is the match restore feature. But definitely unfortunate. Let's just hope it doesn't kill his momentum. It seems that Krackerlack manages to find a hit in this version of the second round. Good with punish. Gets the meaty. Decides to mix with a little cross-up. Burning kick.
Ooh, what a call out though. With the level 2.
A risky decision, but this is going to burn out Krackerlack, and this is definitely very losable for them. Oh, of course, this counts as a projectile, but yeah, using DI against Modern in this situation, a little bit risky. I'm not saying don't try it ever, but Wilson actually manages to close it out. If you want the players to get rewarded for their efforts, you can claim a code for free to get to throw some money into the prize pool. You can also donate some if you want to. But we are in the game Bobdafreak versus Streakz. Bobdafreak sporting the new costume.
It's looking quite decent, I'm not gonna lie.
It matches well with Streakz color, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you know that that supermarket chain? I think it's called Lidl.
Yeah.
For me, these are like the colors from that supermarket.
Yeah,
well,
interesting.
In real, it looks quite good.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of color 2 with those, because those would be the Polish national colors.
True, I have seen it as well. Yeah, and yeah, it looks better. It definitely looks better. But I was just gonna say, Yannick, Bobdafreak has in the last weeks been experimenting a bit with Akuma, with Goki, of course. But he brought the Ryu today, actually.
Yes, and he's going to equalize the round count. Oh, not yet, at least.
Almost. Pixel left on
still,
Streakz.
Yes, a pixel left, and he's going to get a crouching heavy punch anti-air to equalize it. And
very good
with
punish.
Oh, good block on the reversal, and he's going to get a full combo out of it. A little bit of very jump-heavy defense from Streakz. But he manages to get some initiative of their own, and now Bobdafreak is in burnout, in the corner. And this combo should kill. And I think it's going to be it, yes, it connects, so this is going to be it, and Streakz takes the first game.
Yeah, I mean the jump defensive option worked a little bit, to be fair. And the corner situations were very favorable for Streakz. And even in the offensive, he's been implementing the jump as well with that jump shimmy on the end. Let us see if Bob can adapt to that, Yannick, I guess.
Yes, they keep swapping sides in the corner. Either by back throws or by jumps. Once, again, a back throw from Streakz. And let's see. Yeah, Bobdafreak trying to jump out, but gets hit. Finds the crouching medium punch. He switches sides with Tatsu. And both players on low HP, and Wake Up DP is going to take the round.
Yep, risky call out, but a very good one nonetheless by Bobdafreak. Keeping that offense from Streakz a little bit in check. But he's not stopping, he's definitely not stopping. He's just going ahead, putting some meaty strikes in.
Oh, that DP is... Well, he's going to get blocked and he's going to get punished for it. And Streakz is going to be on a set point, and Bobdafreak needs to get his freak on for this round if he wants to stay in the winner's bracket. Yep, he finds the hit. He's not going to spend super just yet. But this overhead, I feel like he is going to spend, yes, especially with this conversion. This is going to kill, and this is going to equalize the set for now. And perhaps this is what he needs to do. Both players playing fairly chaotic, I would say. They're, I would say they are swinging.
Yeah,
I think
for
that
sure.
would be the best description so far.
For sure. Both trying their offense a lot.
Both players seem to be comfortable playing at a close range. They don't seem to particularly want to space out their opponent or anything. They just want to get into their opponent's face and be the one who dictates the pace of the game. And this time Streakz manages to force burnout on Bobdafreak. And the question is he going to be able to get a DI? He blocks the DP going for the anti-jump.
Not the biggest conversion from Streakz though.
Yeah, true. And Bobdafreak recovers from burnout, so this round has gotten a lot more difficult for Streakz to clutch out, I think. But oh,
Drops it though.
yeah, but both players seem to be a little bit confused by what's happening, and EX Hadoken is going to take it. I think it could have been a chip kill even if Streakz blocked it. And do we have another DC? No. Okay, the connections seem to be fine for now. As if we needed anything like that to make the game even more wild than it is.
Yeah, this one most definitely.
We're just going full speed, face to face all the time. And Bobdafreak seems to be the one who feels more comfortable in this situation. Converts into level 3, I don't think it's going to kill yet, but this is going to be very close to finishing the set. This is of course a set point for him, so one more hit and he finds the one hit and he gets the win.
Yep, that
Faster
sneaky,
buttons in
that
the
sneaky
mid-range.
jab. And of course the fireball as well. I'm very curious to see if Andrej is going to go with the Sagat or change his character. Let us see.
Let's see, doesn't seem like any character switches are coming in for now.
Yeah, at least for now, yeah. But also, like, I do want to shout out all the people in the chat. Of course, OverlordNix, of course, Angus, Onirush. It's really good, Yannick, to see the chat so cheerful.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, all of those players you mentioned also in the bracket today. Because nicknames we have seen time and time again in here, so it's good to have a community of people who keep returning here. And it seems that Andrej has decided to stick with the Sagat for this matchup. And Aizor gets the back throw into the corner.
Might be an incident, let us see. Might be.
Yeah. But Andrej manages to jump out and he's starting a corner pressure of his own. The HP very big, very close to even. Once again we see a DI today. And I'm still really confused about those DIs. But either way, Aizor manages to find the kill with a fireball. Andrej with a good wake-up DP. Resets the neutral. And I wonder, I think when you see the drive bar situation like that, I think it is good to go in, and Aizor also seems to agree in the end. He manages to get Andrej into the corner. Oh, but he misses the entire. This is going to be big. Sagat, of course, big combo damage, but decides to go for a reset instead.
One interaction shy of
Taking
winning
the
though
first
is Aizor, yeah.
Yes, but Andrej can kill here as well, and he's going to spend all 3 bars to equalize the first game.
He got that sneaky. Tell me, Yannick, tell me.
Yeah, of course he found the crouching medium kick there. And of course Aizor is going to have an advantage leading to this round, but you definitely want to spend that when you're in Andrej's situation, because, well, you'd rather play a full round with a meter disadvantage than risk getting one hit and dying and losing an entire game.
For sure, for sure. It's a very sensible decision.
Yes, but Aizor is not slowing down. But we've seen this exact situation before in the previous round, and let's see if this is going to end the same way. Oh. He manages to find a perfect parry, and this might actually kill if he spends everything.
With CA, I do think that's the case, yeah.
This is going to be close, but I do think this might kill.
Yeah, I think it kills, yeah. Yeah, it kills, for sure, yeah. There it is.
Yes, Aizor, very good presence of mind to make sure that to convert that perfect parry into the most optimal combo to make sure to get the kill despite the perfect parry scaling. And let's see if we're going to see a character switch. It seems that we're not going to see a character switch.
Yep, Andrej sticking with the Sagat. And to be fair, he's done a pretty good job on the last set. It was a very close one, especially with the last interaction, Yannick being that low perfect parry, so could have gone either way, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems that this round is going much better in favor of Andrej. And this combo is probably going to take it as well. Gets the charge DP.
Very good optimization from Andrej there.
It wasn't fully charged, right? It would have gotten the animation, but it was a heavy DP.
I think it was fully charged, it just didn't get the animation because it killed first. I do think that was the case, Yannick.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, either way, I think that the optimization was very good.
Yes, and we see another blocked flash kick from Aizor. And we have to ask the question, is it time to stop going for those reversals? Because we see them getting blocked by Andrej repeatedly in the second game.
And being very heavily punished as well.
Yeah, and Andrej manages to equalize the set with a perfect as well. And let's see if Aizor is going to let go of those flash kicks. So perhaps he's going to decide not to get conditioned and keep going for them. Assuming that Andrej is going to start trying to bait those out. or rather, he's going to assume he's not going to throw them anymore because he's been punished multiple times now. But it seems that Andrej has managed to find his game plan in this set, and he is the one who manages to reach the set point first. And now it's Aizor who needs to find some answers.
Ooh, what a jump in from Andrej.
Yeah, Aizor had, it looked like he was just trying to fish for some kind of counter poke with late buttons. And he gets basically whiff punished by a jump in on those with the normals.
Yep, exactly. Very good DP, very solid from Andrej here as well. And the health lead is becoming quite enormous, but as I say it, Aizor finds the conversion. And a very good weight on that one.
Yes, the auto shimmy with just stopping just in front of the opponent, but this is going to be a kill because Andrej has level 3 and he's going to spend it, and this is going to be it for this set. Really good adaptations from Andrej to make sure that he is the one winning the set despite losing the first game.
Yeah, for sure. Aizor really entered the set in a very, very good fashion.
I misread the titles. Anyways, yeah, both very good players we've already seen in tournaments. We've already seen also OverlordNix in the nation versus nation matches for the Czech Republic. And yeah, interesting matchup as well. Both characters with very interesting but very different air approaches. But it seems that Railgun is the one who manages to get OverlordNix in the corner first. And he is the one calling the shots for now. He gets the throw. OverlordNix manages to find a teleport out of the corner. But it seems that Railgun is managing to make sure that OverlordNix can't get too far away from him. And making it very difficult to properly zone as Dalsim.
Ooh, that was a very, very plus the X-type kick though from Railgun. Very well placed.
Oh! A very interesting scramble situation that OverlordNix has managed to make sense of first, but oh, that did not combo and that cost Railgun the first round. A few very weird interactions.
The height might have been a little bit too low to get that conversion with the Super 1 on Railgun's part, and
yeah,
what the parry on that dive kick though.
Yeah, good parry on that dive kick. I'm a little bit surprised that he could still punish it, because that dive kick hit very, very low. But I suppose perfect parry does. You need an actual safe jump to be safe on perfect parry, I suppose. OverlordNix going into another of those level 1s. It is very common for Dalsims to go for combos with level 1. I wonder why that is, honestly.
I think for what you spend, I think it's very good. The return for the damage is very good.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The conversions are very damaging, and I suppose being able to segment how you spend the super bar is also pretty good, but really good reaction from Railgun.
Pickup. Yeah, that was very, very good from Railgun.
Yeah, and he manages to equalize the rounds. Both players very well. Railgun on 3 super bars, OverlordNix very close to 3 bars. And it seems that Overlord is not trying to try to do the old school classic Dalsim full screen zoning. He's more into setting up the pressure with fireballs and trying to go in.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that he's having a few difficulties executing that game plan. Mainly because Railgun is utilizing chemicals really well, Yannick, don't you agree?
Yeah, but he manages to find a fireball into teleport and manages to equalize the health score. And both players, depending on the hit, might be one hit away from winning.
And there it is.
And there it is, exactly. Railgun is going to get the first game. But I do think that Railgun is making it very difficult for OverlordNix to keep distance. And this is something that Overlord needs to find an answer for. Because if Kami is allowed to get close, she is going to be stronger than Dalsim, obviously.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out what a crazy whip punish with that crouch medium punch. And the conversion as well with the EX spiral arrow. I do think that, at least it seems, that Railgun has this matchup quite well studied.
Yeah, definitely. It does seem so. Like, even with that in previous round, the EX spiral arrow was a punish for teleport. The super did not connect in that one, but the fact that he was aware that this is an option clearly shows that there was some lab work done at some point for the matchup, specifically.
And there it is again. But a good defensive option from OverlordNix with the dive. There it is. Good. Specifically, it was the drill, so yeah.
Good backlash. Doesn't get the conversion for the whip punish though. But this round definitely much better for OverlordNix, at least so far, because now it's Railgun on the offense. And ooh, this is not going to kill yet, but this is going to burn out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
an interesting decision to spend here. And let's see what Railgun is going to do. He decides to go for EXDP, of course. Blocking it would not have worked because of cheap damage.
And we can already see in the bracket. Oh, there's Deiver. He's one of my opponents in World Warrior. He's a Spanish player. He's bringing out his Alex. He's been playing this Alex for a few weeks now, and I do think that he's fulfilling the character very well. To be fair, going up against Jack for Binks, I'll just call him Jar Jar Binks. You know, I'll just call it that. Like at this point, going of course with his usual Bison. Let us see it, Yannick.
Misa play Bison. Do you think
Exactly.
M stands for Misa in M Bison?
That, yeah, maybe. Misa Bison, maybe.
That's going to be my headcanon from now on. That Psycho Crusher is going to get punished though, and Deiver is the one who gets the initiative first. And both characters that are pretty bad on defense, so getting the initiative first, I would imagine in this matchup, pretty important. And Deiver is basically going to... he's demonstrating for us why it's so important to be the first one to land the hit in this matchup. Gets the round with a perfect.
Okay.
And now we get Lariat through the Psycho Crusher. It's interesting that we've seen two Psycho Crushers in neutral from Jack for Binks already.
Mm-hmm. Especially being the regular ones, not even the EX version, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and he's going to end the first game with a DDT. Oh man. That definitely does some mental damage as well.
Yep, you don't see that option every day for sure. But it worked, and what a confirm as well. Yeah, but very meaty back heavy kick. Tell me, Yannick, tell me.
Yeah, it seems that Jack for Binks is going to be the one taking the initiative in this round, though. He doesn't want to lose 2-0. But a really good player on that neutral jump on offense from Jack for Binks. And once again, I think those Psycho Crushers are supposed to be an answer to the Prowler stance.
Yeah, most likely. It does appear to be that way, at least.
Yeah, we've already seen one of them countered by Lariat though, so maybe that's why he went for the EX one this time, to get one more hit. To break the armor perhaps. Yep, a good reaction, or perhaps a good read to do the wake up level 1 against the charged heavy.
And once again, a reversal
level 1. He plants the bomb. And this round, yeah, this game is going to go for Jack for Binks. And just as Deiver very confidently won the first game, Jack for Binks very confidently takes the second game. And the question is, who's going to be the one taking the third game? I guess this highlights what I said at the beginning of the set, that in this matchup it's very important to be the one who takes the initiative first. Because both of those characters have strong offense and relatively weak defense.
yeah, for sure, for sure. It's really crazy that Deiver is punishing that with the low short target combo. I really like it though, because well, it's a fast button, he can react well. But we might have a corner incident though.
Perhaps. Gets the bounce. Interesting combo choice, and this is going to leave him with a sliver of health. Unfortunate, a perfect parry on the DI, decides to walk up and throw in. And once again we see a reversal level 1 from Jack for Binks, and once again it works out.
On the back throw, that was very fair, because that drive rush was most certainly very fake.
Yeah, probably. Although Python's level 1 is also one of the slower reversals in the game, so
True.
he probably could have blocked it if he wanted to bait it out.
That is very fair. But
yeah, that
we
being
are
said,
going.
Deiver takes the second round with a perfect, and we are going to final round by perfect for Deiver, and he also has 3 bars to only 1 bar for Jack for Binks, so you'd have to imagine momentum is on his side for now. Both players playing much slower in this third game, clearly showing that neither of them really wants to risk that much in the game that's going to decide the winner of the set. And Deiver is going to get a confirm into level 3, and he is the one grabbing the advantage, the first big advantage in this round, although he does burn himself out without meters, so...
Well,
but he gets the Lariat against Psycho Crusher. That was the EX Psycho Crusher, right?
Yep, it was the EX this time around, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and he still... the Lariat still worked against it, huh? So the additional hits don't really matter that much, I suppose.
Yeah,
so I was wrong about it earlier.
but I think that the Lariat option was a little bit delayed. I don't think it actually connected with all the hits, but nonetheless, it worked out.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't exactly armor through it. He just hit him first, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why he got the counter variation. Kami has some really good buttons, and Rashid is lacking in those. So perhaps that's the approach. That maybe a little bit more of a grounded approach is what Kami should be doing in this matchup. Maybe that would be what my intuition would tell me. But I don't play either of those characters, so maybe I'm wrong. Let's see how they handle it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see how they interpret it.
For now, it seems that it's Leodun who manages to find the first crouching medium kick to rush into the corner.
What a dive kick though. And already on the other end of the screen, but a side switch with the level 1 though.
Yes, showing those reversals early to make sure that your opponent has to respect it. Definitely a choice I approve of. And here, Railgun manages to find the anti-air, gets the juggle, and he's the one getting the first round, rather. And of course, don't forget guys, we're in the top 8, so This is going to be FT3 all the way down from now on. So we're going to see some longer sets. Railgun manages to find the back throw, and he's the one running the offense now.
Ooh, he does the light mixer there, which turns out to be an actual good option.
Yeah, usually you would expect someone to anti-air with a heavy mixer or perhaps medium mixer. But here, light mixer actually did work as an anti-air, and it manages to get Leodun on the initiative to get the second round.
Ooh. And also a very good heavy mixer to challenge that dive kick.
Gets the throw, and I was expecting to see a level 2 here, honestly. But still decides not to do it. He decides to find a hit instead, and this is going to be level 3, I imagine, or perhaps level 1. This is going to kill regardless. We're not going to have to see the long animation. And Leodun manages to get the first game, and he's one step closer to defending his championship title, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Manages to get his way out of the corner once again. Railgun very close to burnout. The standing heavy kick is going to put him in burnout, but Railgun manages to find a wake up super of his own. And well, this is going to be dangerous because now he's not going to have a super to get out of a DI situation, and Leodun is going to keep him in a checkmate situation. Or not? There was he did leave a gap there, but follows it up with a checkmate sequence. So he gets another round.
I'm not really sure what he wanted to test on that first stand fierce.
He might have just perhaps pressed the DI button too early, so he didn't get the cancel, perhaps.
Might have been that for sure. I can see any other reason for him not to do it there. A good abare here from Railgun's part though. Leodun very, very low on the drive gauge. Recovering though, very fast. And checking with the stun medium kick, you know.
Yeah, he has the spinning mixer, but Railgun manages to find a crouching medium kick. And now it's Railgun who's low on drive bar, but Leodun is low on HP, and the standing heavy kick is going to catch it. And we're going into final round. Railgun with Kemi on 2 bars, Leodun on 1. And of course, Rashid is the character who wants to be on 2 bars at least. We have not seen any level 2s in this set just yet, but we're definitely going to see one eventually. Gets the overhead, but Railgun manages to jump out of the throw. No real big hits from either player so far.
A lot of strings though, definitely a lot of strings.
Yes, and Railgun manages to finally weather down Leodun's drive bar, and he's going to get a hit into level 3, and this is going to be 1-1. Responding in kind. And we have a set. Of course, I will once again remind you, this is FT3, so we're not going into final game just yet.
Now we're in the big format.
Yes, exactly. Leodun finds the reversal. Oh, really good crouching heavy punch to anti-air that
I think it's
Arabian,
the Arabian Sky High, yeah.
Sky High,
I do think it's I do think that's the name, yeah.
Yeah, I do remember we talked about it last time as well.
Yeah, indeed we did, yeah. Will Railgun use the level 1? Yeah, he will.
Yeah, of course, spends the super and puts himself in the lead for the first time in this set so far. Of course, just one round over lead, but a lead nonetheless. And starts this round with a nice whiff punish as well. Gets the hooligan throw in the corner. gets another throw. We're playing Street Fighter 6.
Hell yeah. And a very, very good counter hit conversion though on that overhead from Leodun. Gets the trade combo after it as well.
Yeah,
And
decides
we
to
got
use
the
the
level
level 2 this
Mm-hmm.
time. It seems Leodun is more comfortable using level 2 as a comeback mechanic than as a tool to close out a game.
Very true,
Which-
very true.
Which I suppose is in spirit to what the level 2 is, because it's obviously a V-trigger from Street Fighter 5, right? Which was a comeback mechanic.
Very well observed actually, yeah. It does seem to be used in that way from Leodun. This is gonna be very taxing on that drive gauge though, this conversion
Yes,
from
and
Railgun.
once again we see Leodun deciding to go for a reversal early on in the round, and Railgun has caught on this pattern and blocks it this time. And ready with the punishment. Leodun does have those 2 bars, so if he manages to find a good knockdown, we're probably going to see another level 2 anytime.
Probably right
now.
here.
Yeah. And with this little drive bar, yeah, he is going to get burnt out, and I'm not sure he can... Yeah, okay, now he's probably is going to be able to kill with the checkmate. Yes, definitely.
Rashid wins.
I thought at first that he was going to have to land 1 hit at least before he's able to do that, and perhaps Railgun was going to be able to build level 1 before he will be in position to kill with a stun, but actually he manages to find the line that kills before Railgun is able to build back that bar, and in this round it's all going well for Leodun. Every guess is right, and he is putting himself on set point right now. 1 round away from moving on to winners finals. I think he went into the grand finals from winners side last time as well, so
I think so, yeah.
definitely would not be a stranger to putting
To that
himself in
path.
position where he can afford to lose a set, which, if I do remember correctly, he did not even use. There was no reset last time, I think. But Railgun manages to equalize on rounds in this game. And it is going to be a set point for Leodun and equalization point for Railgun in this round.
EX dive kick into regular dive kick this time around. Will he spend? Yes, he will. That's pretty optimal as well, going for the charged IVDP ender.
Yes, and of course he's going to recharge some of that drive bar, which was getting pretty low. Meanwhile, Leodun is going to be put on on very low amounts of drive, which puts him in very dangerous position. And now I wonder, would Leodun prefer to have a level 2, or does he? Okay, he prefers to go for the CA. I didn't even finish asking the question, and I already got my answer. This is not going to kill just yet, but this is going to put him 1 guess away from getting it, and I think even if Railgun was not trying to contest here, there was a checkmate in this situation.
And we are
So-
still waiting to see who's going to be the other match on Losers Round 7 as well. That's of course going to be on the stream too. And yeah, as you can see guys, Angus and Deiver on the screen with their mains, with their predictable mains of course. Angus, I do have the information that Angus was messing a bit with Chun-Li in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, let us see what he's going to bring against the Alex from Deiver.
It looks like he's sticking with Zangief for now, which means we're going to see a wrestling match,
Hell yeah,
I suppose.
let's do it.
Rocking the pink color for GIF.
Yeah. A very respectful caller. Sorry, tell me.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems that for now, Angus McFive is the one who's getting the upper hand in this matchup. We see another SPD, and he ends the first round with a perfect. And Well, so far it seems we're following the classic wrestling match structure, with the face character being the one who gets to shine first.
Exactly.
And now we are.
Are we going to see perfect to perfect? Or rather, almost perfect to perfect?
It's almost perfect. So this is what in wrestling terms is called the turn, which is the moment where the heel character gets the upper hand. And if we were following the wrestling match, the classic wrestling match structure, we should be seeing a comeback from the face character pretty soon. Let's see if they stick to it.
Let us see if they are indeed informed by the script.
Okay, it seems that Deiver has other plans for now. Okay, so we are not following the scripts, for now at least.
For sure.
Deiver
not.
gets the first game.
I was hoping to see a CA from Angus, to be fair, Yannick.
Yeah, that would be a very wrestling style scenario.
A lot of very, very big buttons from Deiver, the stand fierce. Trying to enter with the stance, but a good check from Angus, man. Yeah, this guy is looking pretty clean, not gonna lie. But Deiver does have the upper hand in the set.
Yeah, once again, Angus is the one with the lead in the first round, and he's not going to quite kill just yet. And it's a little bit scary, but he manages to finish it off with a medium kick. So once again, Angus McFive wins the first round, and let's see if he's going to be able to convert this into a game win this time.
That is indeed what was missing on the last match, as you said. What an end here with the charged fierce.
Yeah, but a very smart decision, smart option, I think, because like the stomp obviously is doesn't actually lose to air invincible moves, so being able to armor through it is definitely a big boon to your toolset. If you have such a tool in your toolset, it really helps dealing with the prowler stance.
Yep. And even if the timing is off and you get the move on block, you're still plus with the charge. So yeah, very sensible for sure. But Deiver, he's looking good once again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna speak.
yeah. This game is looking very similar to the game one, where it was a very dominant round one from Angus McFive. Oh.
Quite an interesting conversion from Deiver, yeah.
Yeah, making a little bit of a show. I guess we are doing wrestling after all.
Yeah, we are. They're definitely both bringing the wrestling factor into it.
And he's going to take it with a level 3, and this is CA. This is going to kill, surely, right?
I think so, yeah. If I had to bet, yeah. Oh, shit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, my bet was wrong.
Oh, and the
And the
medium
stand
punch is going to
fierce.
take it. Oh,
Was it the fierce or the...
I think it was a heavy punch. It was a medium.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it was a strong. Yeah. Oh, and there's this roundhouse. The boot. Getting that, a very good whiff punish to start off the... Maybe the last match that we have to see.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Angus, because now he has to win 3 in a row, which would be quite a comeback. But correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a little bit of an upset to see Angus this far in the tournament in the winner's side, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we can say that. Yeah. No. I think we can. Like he's a very solid player, as you can see, but in terms of results, I would say it is an upset. I would say that you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a very good showing for Angus so far today, and let's see if he's going to be able to continue it. Although even if he loses here, he still has the losers bracket, so the hope is not yet lost for the Kingdom of 5. But it seems that Deiver should be able to finish it with this combo, and he gets the clean 3-0. Well, fortunately for him, unfortunately for Angus.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think they're both ready already, so I think we can jump into the match. Exactly.
Show me your strength.
both bringing out the characters that they previously had in this tournament as well.
Yes, of course. We've already seen the Bison, we've already seen the Sagat from Andrej. And Jar Jar Binks is the one who gets the initiative first, manages to plant a bomb and get some combo damage from the bomb itself. But Andrej responds in kind. And now we're going to the second corner. Good call out on the Devil's Reverse and good block on the wake up level 1, and this should be it for round 1. Doesn't have to spend the super and gets the round 1 for himself.
Very good optimization once again being displayed by Andrej to close the round. And very good backdash here as well to avoid that scissor kick attempt.
Good backdash though on the meaty throw.
Exactly.
Manages to find the punish. But still it's Andrej on the offense with those elbows. Oh, doesn't get the combo, doesn't find the combo, and which would have killed, but manages to find the standing medium kick.
Pretty
Yes,
dominant
Bison
from him.
Bison does look, I agree with the chat, Bison does look a little bit funny with the shoulder pads in this costume.
Yeah,
but I guess maybe he's
still has the
playing
leggings.
American football.
Oh, maybe.
They do wear shoulder pads in that, I think.
I do think so, yeah. Again, I'm not a very prolific fan of American football. I do enjoy football, you know, but soccer. I feel bad saying this is in European, Yannick. No, no, I feel bad. But
Yeah, but
Andrej already
Andrej playing
getting-
a little bit of soccer himself, finishing the round with that kick.
for sure. Catches that backdash with the XDP as well.
Oh, but that DP doesn't find its mark. And
It would be cheeky. It would be pretty cheeky, and it would be pretty demoralizing for Jar Jar Binks. I can see the angle on that, but again, the risk is coming to show right now, Yannick.
yes, and he plants the bomb with the stun combo, but Andrej manages to perfect parry the meaty and get a back throw. And this is quite scary, but Jack for Binks is doing the wake up super once again and finds its mark. It finds its mark.
Exactly, yeah.
And he manages to equalize this game. Not the set just yet, but of course the amount of supers he spent in that round means Andrej is going to have an advantage in resources, and he manages to find the DI. I thought we were done with DI for today, but I guess not.
Andrej is bringing it back, I guess. And it was a very good one, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, will we see a safe jump? Yes, we will.
Oh, and this
Very
is going
good.
to be a combo into level 3, and this is going to be it. And Andrej is going to go 2-0, which means there is a long way ahead for Jack for Binks if he wants to come back. And this is loser's bracket, so there is no other way out. Either he wins 3 games straight, or he's out of the tournament. And he
Yep.
decides to start the game with EX Psycho Crusher, and it actually works. Another whiff punish with another OD Psycho Crusher. He does seem to like that move very much.
And to be fair, it's pretty understandable, but I would definitely say, Yannick, that he maybe uses a tad bit too much. But it is a very good move, so fair play.
Yeah, we did of course see it also used against Deiver
Was it
before.
Deiver? Yeah.
It didn't work out that well for him that time, but in this set it seems to actually be working pretty well, so perhaps he is right on this one. Now
Good cross
Jack
fears.
Bobbings is in burnout. But he is on full HP, so he can afford to take some pressure from Andrej, and Andrej doesn't push too hard. Of course, those free bars means that if you over push it, you might get caught with a reversal, which Andrej absolutely cannot take. But what he can do is spend his bars to make sure that he gets this round. It is a little bit expensive, but it gets the job done. And we're going
And he's
to
in
see
set
a final.
point, so
Yeah, and this is a set point for him, so definitely a good idea from him.
there's the X Crusher into the level 3 as well. He will get a lot of bar taken back from Andrej, so
Yeah, I mean, if you're just going to confirm one special move into super, that's how you maximize the damage, I suppose.
yeah, that is
in
the
a
one
way.
for sure.
Not much scaling on this super, so you do almost full damage. And he would have thrown that Psycho Crusher anyway, even if he didn't have level 3, so definitely just adding some damage to that move. But now he is in the corner with no super bars, which means which is a pretty scary situation for Bison, but he manages to build one just now. The question is he going to be willing to use it? But he gets caught with a DI on block into a wall splat, and Andrej is going to take it. So once again, DI working out. Very important designs for Street Fighter, and yeah, I'm also surprised to see him missing. But we are going to move on to the match. ISDD is going with a Mai against Dalsim, so he's going to fight fire with fire, I suppose.
Yeah, true.
Let's see, because the X-Fan is going to beat the regular fireball from Dalsim. Oh, I wanted to say good awareness from OverlordNix, but he does unfortunately impale himself on the fan during that heavy punch, jump heavy punch. But some really good maneuvering from OverlordNix so far around Mai's fan offense. And he manages to get the round 1 for himself with that maneuvering. ISDD manages to find a dive kick though, and he puts OverlordNix in the corner, and this is of course a very difficult position to be in for a Dalsim, because, well, his only reversal is level 2, and even that is going to lose to a crouching button. And minus frames in super, but doesn't get the punish, but finds the DI, and I don't think he can kill with a level 3, he decides to go for a level 1 combo instead. But gets hit on the teleport pressure and burns himself out with a DI, and ISDD is going to recover from burnout himself. Finds a throw and manages to get this round in the end. A little bit of a roller coaster of a round, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Very erratic. And of course very swingy, yeah.
Yeah, we see a lot of irregular stuff happening in this round as well. We see a combo into DP whiffed, but not punished. A lot of scramble situations so far. The DI gets broken by a fan once again, but he blocks the DP, decides not to extend the combo. And now the next hit is going to do it for either player. Is this going to be it? The teleport gets him out, but he doesn't get a punish from it. So we are still going to be playing this round, and this is going to be it. He's going to go into level 3, and this is going to take it for sure. OverlordNix with the first game. A very chaotic first game, I would say.
Yeah. Most definitely it was. Very swingy, very erratic. If I had to guess, Yannick, I do think that Imstilldadaddy does want to keep it that way. It's well, the paramount of his style is chaos, so a lot of offense, a lot of going inside. So yeah.
Yeah, on one side, yeah. On the other, I think perhaps with so many unfamiliar situations, I would imagine a Dalsim main would be more familiar with those, because most of those unfamiliar situations are caused by the Dalsim's moveset, basically. So, although, well, it's difficult to say. I also imagine that that level 1 that whiffed, that was an input error of some kind.
Yeah, the probability of it being a hard rate is rather low, yeah, for sure. But
yeah,
tell me, Yannick.
Yeah, maybe some kind of attempt at making a hard read for a long reaching normal from Dalsim, but it looked more like an input error to me.
This one though will connect.
Yeah, this one definitely not an input error. That was a clean wake up level 1. But OverlordNix finds a combo into level 3 once again. I don't think this is going to kill, but he might be able to find a checkmate out of it.
Yeah.
ISDD with no super bar.
There it is.
Well, not quite a checkmate situation, but probably a cheap situation, if I were to guess.
Maybe, yeah.
But we're going to see a character switch.
Yeah, it goes into the Guile. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to have to win 3 straight with Guile, right? Yeah, it's 2-0 for OverlordNix, so no more character switches for ISDD in this set.
Yeah, it's Guile or bust. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think this matchup should also be favorable for Guile on paper. A zoner that's more focused on projectiles means that he might be able to clip those limbs with a Sonic Boom.
Yeah, I do agree on that as well. Yeah, I do think that Guile is the advantaged part in this matchup.
Yeah, but ISDD burns himself out as he's on the offense, and OverlordNix is going to find an opportunity to stun him, but drops the combo. And this round is going to be very difficult to win for him, and ISDD takes it.
Yep, good check with that jab. Also getting the punish counter confirm as well. Very well done on ISDD's part. And yeah, it is showing. The matchup is indeed showing.
Yes, of course, we're seeing some interesting matchup tech. Of course, that seems sliding under those Sonic Booms.
But the burnout already.
Yeah, once again burnout for ISDD. I wonder if this is part of the plan for him in this matchup. Because usually I feel like it's very difficult to play against Dalsim when you're in burnout, because it's very difficult to chase after him without access to drive mechanics. But I suppose Guile doesn't actually have to chase Guile, so maybe it's a little bit different in this matchup. But OverlordNix finds another combo into level 3, and he is very close to taking this round as well. ISDD burns himself out again.
Ooh, goes for the aerial level 1, or the diagonal level 1 this time around.
Yeah, I think he had to because of the arc fireball.
To contest the fireball, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but OverlordNix with the presence of mind to just go for the crouching heavy punch to punish the super, and he gets the round.
And those drive rush bazooka knees are hitting on ISDD's part. That's one thing that we can surely point out. What an anti-air, and this time around minus frames into the EXD flash kick.
Yes, OverlordNix manages to find the side switch though. We see the level 2. And that's... He manages to parry it usually when Guile goes into a level 2, it's mostly to try to get the burnout from your opponent, so the fact that he managed to parry those, really good for him. A little unfortunate for OverlordNix that he didn't have the 2 bars before he stunned ISDD, and ISDD takes it with a super.
Yeah. Another massive level 1 as well.
Yeah. Because of course Dalsim gets actually a lot of damage with a level 2 combo if he on stun specifically, because he gets to charge the fireball to the fullest, and those combos deal a lot of damage, and that would definitely be enough to kill. But he didn't have it. He had to go for a combo that builds level 2 as it goes, so couldn't go for it, unfortunately for him. And it seems that ISDD has found his pace in this matchup so far. The character switch is working out for him so far. Those games definitely look much better for him after the character switch. And let's see if OverlordNix manages to find the answer to his Guile. He only needs to win once, so...
Ooh, this was not a punish though.
Yeah, but at that range the super is also pretty difficult to punish. I would imagine Dalsim should have a way to punish it. OverlordNix didn't find it, unfortunately. But it is quite a difficult super to punish if it doesn't hit you like point blank.
But this time around he finds it as well. I think it's like the 3rd level 1 that he found on a Fireball War scenario.
Yeah, definitely ready to react to those, but OverlordNix manages to find a round, and that puts him on set point. So, oh, this Sonic Boom finds the teleport.
Upside down kick, not hitting its mark though.
Gets a good combo with a teleport. ISDD with low on drive, but manages to find yet another level 1. Oh, that DI gets reacted to, and this is going to be it for ISDD in this game. Yes, so we are on 2-2 in the set. And OverlordNix needs to find an answer now.
Yep, so far so good on ISDD's part with the character switch for sure.
Yes, perhaps instead of cancelling those fireballs, he should look for a way to maybe bait out the level 1s. See if those are reactions or reads from him.
Most of them do seem to be reads, if I had to bet, Yannick. So yeah, I do feel that that's a very sensible tactic.
But so far it seems that OverlordNix has decided to simply slow the game down instead, and he manages to actually make it happen for now, and does get a huge life lead in this round.
Ooh, and the bazooka knee is checked, yeah.
Yeah, gets the check on the bazooka knee and puts himself on another set point. So he has 2 more attempts at making it against ISDD.
Ooh, and we see the upside down kick being used as a throw bait.
Yes, that's
he crouched. He is.
Yes, but doesn't get a full combo. I'm not sure if Guile actually gets to do some kind of full combo, because there are characters who you need to lap a specific combo for this scenario, but many characters get to actually have a full combo punish there. There's also a trick of doing a delay DI to make the level 2 whiff, and then you block the last hit of the level 2 when it hits the ground, and then you continue the combo from the DI. But it is quite difficult to hit, and I'm not sure if Guile has any good follow-ups from that situations.
Yeah, to be fair, me neither. He just went with the old traditional just crouch and just not get hit by the level 2 at all.
Yeah, you can always go for the throw punish. It's maybe a little bit lower than you could with some other characters, but definitely the safest option to punish that.
For sure. Ooh, and gets the conversion as well from that loose fireball. OverlordNix.
Yes, and ends the set with a perfect.
Yeah.
And it seems that Railgun has switched to Ed for this matchup.
I would say very, very understandable because in my personal bias, in my personal experience, Yannick, it's one of the matchups I don't play Sagat. Right off the bat, I switch for the Akuma. I don't play Sagat versus Ed. I don't really like it. I think Ed does have at the least a very slight advantage in the matchup. At the least.
Okay, is it just the space control he has with his far-reaching buttons, or is there some...
And the flicker as well. And the flicker as well.
The flicker as well, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if there were some specific matchup interactions that maybe made the matchup harder. Oh, this is punishable, and Railgun is going to punish this. A good a step kick from Andrej though.
There's a snatcher being used. And a favorable trade, but... Tell me, Yannick.
Yeah, the trade with the Tiger Shot actually made it not so bad, but Andrej manages to find the hit in at the end of the round and spends all the drive bar to make sure he gets the kill and gets the first round.
Up until now in these... What a whiff punish from Railgun with the sweep. We don't see it every time with that, but that was very, very good. Getting that hard knockdown.
Yeah, it feels to me that Eds don't use the sweep very often. Most of the time that I see Eds use sweep is to try to perhaps with punish Gladius against Marisas, but other than that, I feel like they have so many good far-reaching buttons that they don't go for the sweep too often. And once again, Andrej manages to find a hit into level 3 and gets the first game. So it seems that even though the matchup is not the best for Sagat, Andrej finds a way to make it work for him for now at the very least.
For sure. He's had some very good confirms, to be fair, both with the target combo, some good jump-ins as well, catching Railgun off guard. Yeah, that has been pretty much it, to be fair. He's been controlling it pretty well.
Yeah, we see a lot of jumping from Andrej, and it seems to be mostly working for now.
Agreed.
But he's also not afraid to play the long-range game, going for a fireball war kind of scenario. And once again finds a step kick. Those step kicks have been counter-hitting quite a few times already, and we see another DI from Andrej and another success on a DI from Andrej.
It has been a staple for him today, to be fair.
Yeah.
As you said.
I wonder what is it about his DIs that makes it so they hit like that. Because we definitely have seen more DIs today than you would expect in matches of this caliber. Especially when neither player is in burnout and they both have enough health to actually DI back. So really good intuition to know when the mental stack is fully stacked so that the reaction is less likely, I suppose.
Yeah, I do think that's the case, Yannick. And this time, what a bait with that empty jump to challenge that light DP attempt.
Yes, Ed's DP is of course known for being one of the slower ones in the game, and this is how you abuse this fact to your advantage. Really good showcase by Andrej, and he does get the second game with the combo afterwards.
Yep, it's flowing really well. Now the question is, Yannick, will we see a change, for example, into Akemi? We go into the menu, Okay, I won't
Yeah, we
speak
do.
anymore. I'm gonna play the lottery, guys, and I'll just be right back. I'll just be right back. I'm going to play the lottery. But yeah, it was quite a very possibility, right? Sorry about the repetition. But we do see the change into the Kemi.
Yeah, even if Ed is a better character, theoretically, in the matchup, perhaps switching to a character that you are more, significantly more comfortable with is still the better choice, even if the matchup is slightly worse for you. And maybe that's the logic for Railgun, and it's hard to blame him.
For sure, for sure. We are seeing a lot of dive kicks. Andrej has contested some of these really well. And there it is, first round on the board already for Andrej. Set point, Janek.
Yes, it seems that the character swap has not worked for him quite yet. And the margin of error is really running out, so he better figure out something quick. We have a perfect parry against the DI. So there is some punish for it at least. And Andrej is getting pretty low on drive bar. And this is going to be punished. Not a great punish by Railgun, but some punish at least.
And does get the burnout, so pretty fair on that front as well.
Yeah, and the question is, do we go for DI or... The answer is no. We're not going to test Andrej's reactions. But good block on the drive reversal and manages to close out the round without spending any super.
For sure. Andrej bringing out some of the defensive options that he hasn't used that much in the side. Maybe to try and bring Railgun off his comfort zone, maybe, but the fact is that Railgun has read those possibilities really well, and with that, he will actually get... Yeah, yes he will. Yes he will.
Yes, this seems like it's going to kill, so Railgun is finally getting on the board. And, well, that's the win he needed to start the comeback. The question is, can he finish it? So
Yep,
definitely manages to find his pace in the second and third round of that game 3. And let's see if he manages to, if he is able to continue the offense at this pace for the rest of the set.
For sure it's
Now-
gonna be tough, but not impossible. Not impossible.
Yes, good PP from Andrej to break the momentum of Railgun. And suddenly Railgun is staring at a very difficult round to come back from.
Yeah, the health lead is already mounting up. And Andrej, if he wants, I do think, yeah, he will have to spend the level 1. The medium DP would not be enough to finish it, and Andrej will, I think he will be glad to spend that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. 1 bar in the first round to finish it is basically no price at all most of the time. You are still going to have level 3 at the beginning of round 3 at the least. Usually at some point in round 2 even if you want to. But this round is going significantly better for Railgun, almost a perfect. And we're going into a final round. This is of course set point for Andrej and an equalization point for Railgun.
Okay, we'll actually see the trade combo here for Andrej. But what a sweep as a whiff punish tool.
Yeah, really good with punish by Railgun.
A little bit more patient, both players knowing of course that, well, depending on the hit, they can be one shot at this point, so...
Yes, both players slowing down, knowing that any risk they take might be the final risk they take this tournament. And Railgun is going to find a combo into level 3, and I think this is going to be it.
Maybe it was quite optimal. Ah, sliver,
quite.
just a sliver.
But gets the meaty crouching light kick, and he manages to get the set back to 2-2. So this game is going to determine who goes, who gets eliminated and who goes forward.
Right off the bat, a very, very good drive reversal there from Andrej, getting the drive gauge advantage. And also the life lead with the pokes that he actually managed to connect. Ooh, okay, very good trade. Oh, this is massive. This is actually massive for Yannick.
Yeah, the punish
Sorry for
throw.
Andrej. For Andrej.
The punish counter throw is getting Railgun closer to burnout, but he does manage to regen some of that bar back, but he does get killed in the process. Does not manage to get out of Andrej's offense, and Andrej is on yet another set point.
Yet again, the option, guessing correctly on that drive rush cancel.
Yes, exactly. And we can see the players, the closer it gets to the final moments of those sets, the less risk those players are willing to take. You can sense the nervousness in the players when you look how much slower the game gets in this final moments of a set. Good overhead, and this might be it. Yeah, definitely. Yes, he does not drop the combo. This is going to be it. Andrej manages to finish it off in a 3-2 fashion. And that is going to be it for Railgun, unfortunately for him.
Yep, moves on to the loser semis.
So definitely a tough road ahead of Angus McFive, especially considering that the Dalsim he's playing against is OverlordNix, one of the better Dalsims in Europe, I would say.
Agreed on that as well, for sure, Yannick. But he's going with the GIF. He's very confident on his GIF today. And to be fair, he's doing an amazing run. So props to Angus. Yeah. Purely based on the run that he has done already today. So yeah.
He did get OverlordNix into the corner pretty fast, honestly, and now OverlordNix is also close to burnout. But he did manage to get some space, unfortunately for Angus.
Yeah, he's chilling already, he's chilling. Poking a bit with the limbs.
Yeah, and despite a really good beginning of this round for Angus McFive, it's not looking so great at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. These last like 20 something seconds has been OverlordNix just poking and Angus McFive just trying to get that space, which is working, but it is being quite taxing on his HP.
Whoa, but that's the dive kick, the drop kick, I should say. But doesn't get the meaty SPD. But that actually made it so Angus McFive is one good read away from winning this round. Although, well,
what a pickup from OverlordNix though.
Yeah, so is OverlordNix as he demonstrates. And let's see what Angus McFive has in store for this matchup, because this is definitely not looking that fun to play as Eve.
Yeah, it is not. Okay, pretty good conversion into the level 1.
Yes, puts his opponent in the corner, and that is looking very scary. A lot of space that Angus needs to build, and he's just not going to be able to close the distance, I'm afraid. And OverlordNix finishes this round with a perfect, gets the game 1. And, well, you said Angus might have a Chun-Li in store? Are we going for the Chun-Li?
That is really the big question, Yannick. Like, I would like to see the character switch. But, I mean, he's adamant on bringing out the GIF, so, yeah. I think we're gonna see the GIF once again.
Yes, we are going back with the GIF, but he does change the costume. Well, maybe the Mecha GIF is more resistant to Dalsim's fire.
Or maybe Dalsim's fire is too strong and it will melt the hammer. I don't know. I don't know, Yannick. Let us see. That armor seems pretty strong though, but OverlordNix maybe trying to contradict me. Okay.
Yeah, it seems that Angus Mach5 is desperately looking for some kind of plan to get in, which is difficult to formulate in this matchup, I think, but it does seem like we are grasping at straws a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, but gets the back throw. Oh, but doesn't get the meaty afterwards. That's unfortunate, because that was his way in. And now he has to find it once again.
Attempts the dropkick once again, but not really successfully. OverlordNix is poking really well. Oh, okay. He gets it.
Perhaps.
What, a
Really
lariat
good
as well?
Lariat does the job of the entire, while also going through the fireball.
Okay, we're back to poking with the fireball.
Okay, with the jump in, let's call it a bait for pairing. But OverlordNix finds the combo into. Is he going to go into level 3? No.
Okay, will that whip punish? No, too slow on that end. Too slow.
Unfortunate, it didn't get the vacuum effect on the limb. I wonder if does the vacuum effect need to hit a different headbox than a regular headbox? I'm not sure.
I don't think that's the case, no. I don't think that's the case. Unfortunately to Angus, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He just sticks with the give. He said, "Nah, it's like it's probably too late. I'm confident on my Zangief," and we see the SPD. Okay, that's a lot of damage. That's
Yeah, that's
very
the
big
best
damage.
looking round for him so far. Let's
For sure.
see if he can make it count.
Okay, good jump in though,
Yes.
but getting clipped, yeah.
Yeah, this is the difficult part about dealing with Datson's fireball. Even if you jump over it, it might bounce back to you. So even if you do get the jump in, you might not be able to convert from it. Oh, but he does get the round, so there is still hope. There is still hope.
Okay, OverlordNix sticking to the poking in very, very large amounts. Both with the limbs and of course with the fireballs, mixing up the charged fireballs, going into the offensive this time around. I like it, I like it. He's changing the pace, Yannick, for sure.
Yes, but so is OverlordNix, I'm afraid. And he does get a slide. And this is once again looking pretty dire.
Ooh, and what a pickup as well from OverlordNix. Sets up the charged fireball.
And gets the level 3, and this is going to be it. I mean, this is only a round for him, but gets the perfect. A pretty expensive round, I would say. Pretty interesting that he was willing to spend 3 bars while still having full life bar and most of his drive bar as well.
Yep, definitely agreed on that. Will it
Although I
prove
guess
to be... Tell me, Yannick.
I guess a keep with level 3 on deck is always scary, no matter how much health you have left. Maybe that was the logic.
That's true. And I mean, you can get back to the round start and start poking once again, build up the bar as well. Yeah, maybe that's the ratio behind it. I can see it, I can see that angle for sure. And it is working. It is
Yeah,
working.
definitely. Has managed to build 1.5 bar already in this round and hasn't lost much health, so perhaps doesn't really care that much about super meter in this matchup.
What an EX Lariat.
Yeah, good EX Lariat as an entire on the teleport. And he's getting closer and closer, but he is in burnout now, which means it's going to get even harder to get in on Calcium. And he's going to get the level 2. It's not going to kill just yet, but a cheap kill is going to be a threat. And he jumps out of the way of a fireball, but gets an Alex player from Spain, you said?
Exactly. It's
really
Spanish.
showing up well today.
Mi hermano de España, mi hermano de España. He's a pretty good player, I had to say. Definitely one of the best in the peninsula. But he has Leodun ahead of him.
Yes, and it seems Leodun is not waiting around to start laying down the pressure. He does get the first few hits and does put Deiver in the corner already, and Deiver needs to show some really good defense. Manages to get a knockdown for himself. Swap sides with the hop from Prowler's stance. And we're moving back to the center of the map. A good lariat. And now it's Leodun who's in the corner.
Okay.
Both our players in burnout. And this is going to be scrappy, I think. Although a good knockdown, and we're going to see level 2 from Leodun, I think. But Deiver recovers drive first and manages to find the drive impact, and this should be it. Without spending any super meter as well.
Yeah, very good on Diver's end for sure, and both already with 3 bars in their tank. What a DP. Okay, we see the bomb. Yes, we do.
We have not seen, I think, a single of those stomps anti-air just yet in this set.
I think that's true indeed.
And I think Leodun needs to find an answer to those. In this matchup, it's very crucial to shut down the Prowler stance mix from Alex. But he does manage to get some offense here. He does have very slim margin of error, but he does manage to find a stun, and this should be a kill without spending anything. And just like that, the situation looks favorable to him, considering the meter advantage he's going to take into round 3.
Quite reversed the situation for sure.
Yes, and the question is, when are we going to see level 2? For now, Deiver has managed to find a back throw into the corner, whiffs the stomp and gets the spacing trap against Leodun. Manages to block the death reversal.
Damage.
Doesn't quite kill yet, but it's going to be close, and DI is not going to be enough because he doesn't have enough health to take the stomp. And first game goes to Deiver.
Make it perfect parry. And gets the safe jump to hit as well, Yannick.
Yep, and blocks the reversal. It seems that Deiver is just making all the right decisions on offense in this set so far. Oh,
I
Eagle
like
Spike.
that spike. I like
Yeah,
that one.
interesting answer to the Prowler stance. Of course, I think it's going to be...
It can be anti-aired.
Yeah, it can be anti-aired with Lariat, right?
Yeah,
But other than
I
that-
do think so.
Other than that, seems like a pretty smart answer, especially considering the fact that it's not that easy to react to Eagle Spike, I suppose. But Deiver does show that he is ready to anti-air with the Lariat. And he gets the second game, and is he going to 3-0 the reigning champion?
Oh, there we go with the new animation on the drive
Yeah.
reversal as well.
Is it the second time today that we see it?
Yes, I do think it's the second time, yeah. Ooh, what a DP. Okay. That's very well spaced from Deiver as well. A good check from Leodun, not getting the conversion though. Boo, and there it is, the Lariat once again.
Yeah, Lariat beating the Rashid DP.
Okay.
Of course, DPs were changed quite a while ago to make sure that they don't break ammo moves as easily, because there were a few of those multi-hitting DP that were breaking ammo moves, like
Akuma being one of the culprits for sure.
yeah, Akuma and Rashid were the biggest ones. But Leodun finally manages to get himself on the board with the with a round. And let's see if he can make it count. So far the round is looking pretty good for Leodun and decides to spend the level 2.
Whoa. Oh, and gets the
Gets the
conversion
Eagles
from that as well. Yeah.
Not going to kill quite yet, or is he?
Not quite. He needed the level 1.
Yeah, he needs level 1 in this situation, but it's still one hit away from winning this round. Just a jab would be enough, but he's not going to get it because Deiver gets the punish counter stomp and he's going to get a full combo from it and only needs to spend level 1 to close out the round.
Yep, pretty optimal it seems, to be fair. That conversion from Deiver goes right into the DRC.
Yeah, and it seems that Deiver has just all the answers ready in this match so far. Once again, a good read, a wake up level 1 from Deiver, and Leodun is in burnout once again. Gets the power bomb, and what's going to be the pressure from Deiver? And is this going to kill? He's going to be able to go into level 2, I think.
Yep.
And this should be it. And Deiver takes a 3-0 in the winners finals. And that's quite a statement.
Yep.
Before going into grand
For
finals.
himself, for sure. And of course on today's tournament, very good performances all around. Let us see if he does have, of course, the Dhalsim matchup on lock. From experience, Yannick, I do think that Sagat has very good options against Dhalsim. The neutral can be a little bit tricky to maneuver, but if you can get inside with for example a Tiger Knee, you're quite golden versus Dhalsim.
Yes, and we're getting multiple throws in a row, and this time we're going for the overhead, and this is going to be a very quick round 1 after Andrej managed to find his initiative. He doesn't let it out of his hands, and he finishes the job quickly.
For sure. There it is, the attempt on the Tiger Knee.
Yes, we've seen he did get in very early on with a Tiger Knee in the previous round, so this is definitely going to be quite a threat.
He does share my philosophy on that approach, at least for now. And it's working, so yeah.
Yeah, we also see a lot of jump-ins and a very good ODDP after a reset from Andrej. And we once again at the corner, and OverlordNix needs to find a defense, manages to find a window to teleport away. And I'm not that familiar with the matchup, but it feels to me that Sagat should have good options against teleport. Like, doesn't he get some really good juggle conversions from the jab against?
Yeah, he does for sure. He can of course also get some reads with the back fears, with the stand roundhouse as well. Yeah, he does have some very good tech against Dhalsim's TP for sure, Yannick. Yes, he does.
Yes, and we see game 1 goes to Andrej. He does manage to get those very hard hitting combos in.
Yes, he does. Right now though, he's getting pushed to the corner with the fireballs, with the limbs as well. But doing a very good job on the patience. He's trying to wear OverlordNix down a bit. Trying
And
to
we
analyze.
see once again a DI from Andrej.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. In this matchup, I can see why. Throw it out a little bit.
There are quite a few places where you can try to look for a DI against that if they're too reckless with cancelling into a fireball, for example. But this time,
poking.
OverlordNix manages to slow down this round and finds the hits in while playing the long range game, which Well, this is traditionally how you would want to play as Dalsim, obviously.
For sure.
Whereas Sagat, well, traditionally Sagat would also want to play this way, but not exactly in this
Not
game.
in 6. Yeah, exactly. Not in 6. That is probably gonna be a little bit more of Goken's specialty. Maybe. Let's see how he comes. If he comes.
If he comes. Well,
Exactly.
if the leaks were true, he would be coming, but...
Let the spray. But yeah, OverlordNix doing a very good job. Continuing a very good job on the poking aspect. It's working very well.
Yes, of course the problem with playing the poking game is you need to be right 100 times, and the opponent has to be right 3
And there
times.
it is.
This is the one time that he needs to be right, but decides not to spend the level 3 this time, which is unusual for Andrej, and he is going to get punished for his greed. Because this is going to be a kill for OverlordNix, I think. Definitely. So playing the patient game and then finding one window of opportunity to go with a reversal, and that worked out for OverlordNix perfectly in that game, and he equalizes the set. A good reaction on the parry to make sure not to press a button while jumping to get the punish counter throw upon landing. Oh, good
sweep
with
from
punish.
Andrej.
Oh, OverlordNix tried to get a DI of his own, but Andrej is the king of DIs today. He's the one
for
getting
sure.
DIs.
For sure. Since he was doing an immediate drive rush forward medium kick, he had plenty of time, I dare say, to respond to that DI attempt from OverlordNix. And now back to full screen. Not anymore. Okay.
Yes, it seems that Overlord wants to go back to the strategy of slowing down the game. And indeed, it seemed that if he was able to do it, that's when he was doing the best so far in this matchup. But Andrej finds the hit once again, and this time decides to spend everything.
Yep. And it's gonna
get
kill
the kill.
for sure. For sure.
And he's getting the lead in the set once again, and it's OverlordNix who needs to catch up now.
Okay.
Oh! A whiffed DP with a good punish from OverlordNix. And yeah, we're seeing a lot more fireballs right now at this long-range game from OverlordNix, because we have seen quite a few jump-ins from Andrej to punish those long limbs when he was throwing too many normals out. We see yet another unpunished DI. Well, he couldn't punish it this time, but it still amazes me how he gets away with using DI so much today.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to check the percentage on them, to be fair. But it has been for sure very, very good.
Gets the Yoga Inferno. Good wake up DP from Andrej. He is close to burnout though, so a very dangerous situation for him. Oh, but it is OverlordNix who's going to get burnt out with that punish cutter throw, and he gets the crouching medium kick into a combo from Deiver, and this is going to be a set point for Andrej instead.
Exactly. Let us see if there's any parry. What a perfect parry into, of course, the knockdown with the EX low fireball. Will he spend though? Not yet.
Understand? A wake up reversal from OverlordNix. Andrej decides to go simply for the throw punish. Of course, as I said, the safest way to punish it.
For sure. For sure.
Just go into any cinematic to cancel the fireball out. And now this is looking very dire for OverlordNix, and Andrej gets the job to finish it. And he takes the set with, the score is 3-1.
Very comfortably. Is probably, I mean, there's interest in watching this match for sure on his part. And well, I think there's interest in us, Yannick, to cast this banger of a match. Leodun versus Andrej. Let's freaking go, man.
Definitely. Let's see how those players handle this matchup. Leodun, of course, probably wants his revenge on Deiver. Andrej, I'm not sure if he didn't face Deiver today yet, but he definitely probably would want to be allowed to in the grand finals.
For sure.
And for now, it seems that Leodun is doing a good working on Andrej's drive bar, but Andrej is able to find a few hits to regen his drive bar, and now he's going to be able to spend it all to kill without spending any super, and he gets the first round in this set.
Yep. Some two confirms from that stand fierce target combo. That's quite a lot of damage, to be fair.
A really good backdash from Leodun after that overhead. Manages to make the throw whiff from Andrej and gets the punish. Manages to turn minus negative frame situation into a mix-up for himself. But now it's Andrej who manages to turn the pressure in the corner, but Leodun wakes up with a level 1 and side swaps again, but this is going to be a kill for Andrej. Those pickups from Sagat always hurt. You think you have the upper hand, one hit from Sagat and it's just over.
Yep, for sure. One of the most damaging characters in the game, I would say.
Yeah, consistently damaging characters in the game. He might not be the strongest in like full cash out scenarios, but he's one of those characters who get big damage from most scenarios, which I feel like is probably more important in this game than having big full cash outs.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Definitely agreed on that.
And we see Andrej managing to put Leodun in the corner once again and closes this round with a perfect. And definitely, if he is going to be able to finish this game, this would put Leodun in a very difficult position in this set. Also manages to win that round without allowing his opponent to make a lot of meter, which of course I think Rashid wants more meter than Sagat, but well, as I was saying this, Andrej manages to find another combo into level 3, and this is going to kill, and this is going to be a 2-0, and Leodun, if he wants to defend his championship, he has a tough road ahead of him, because he has to win 3 games straight here, and then he needs to win 2 sets in a row in the grand finals.
Yep, for sure. Very tough path ahead of him. Let us see if he does have the answers. Oh, okay, gets clipped by that fireball.
Oh,
very good perfect parry though.
Yeah, Andrej has been showing very good perfect parries in this top 8 so far. Oh, no with punish on that crouching heavy punch. And now Leodun is in the corner with low drive, a very difficult situation for him. And yet another very damaging combo from Sagat. And this is going to be a kill. The question is, how much is he going to have to spend? He spends level 2.
Yeah, I think that with that routing, Yannick, you do need to spend the level 2. I don't think the level 1
didn't look
connects.
like level
Yeah.
1 would connect, right?
Yeah, I think that's the case, yeah. So fair play.
Andrej on set point decides to start the round with drive rush overhead, and it does hit. Doesn't throw the parry, but this is definitely a position he wants to be in this set. And well, he is in position of absolute advantage in terms of rounds, in terms of games. So he is willing to take a few risks in this round, just to make sure that Leodun has to respect his wake-up options for the rest of the game, of the set, even.
Exactly. When the Stenfierce connects, actually.
Oh, and this is going to be it. He just impales himself on a tiger shot, and Andrej takes the set just like
And
that.
actually, low profile some of Sagat's pokes. Mainly, of course, the stand medium kick and the stand heavy punch.
Okay.
It's gonna be really interesting to see how Andrej is gonna respond to that.
That's a good point, and also Sagat doesn't really have a good anti-air normal against Stomp, right?
Not really, no. I mean, you can of course do the back heavy punch, but it's so risky because of the range. So
Yeah, DP also are not so good against Stomp, so probably I would imagine he also struggles in this sense, in this matchup.
I would say so, yeah. I would say so myself, to be fair. So yeah, that's why I think it's really gonna be interesting to see how Andrej is going to be dealing with this. Very good backdash.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it's Deiver dictating the tempo in this round so far, but Andrej manages to find a few openings and closes the round anyways. But it does seem pretty oppressive when Alex gets onto Sagat.
Again, it's one of those matchups, Yannick, where I always like to switch to Akuma. Or rather, just play Akuma rather than Sagat.
It does make sense to me, even though I would consider Sagat to be considerably stronger than Akuma. But we see another perfect parry against the DI from Andrej, and the crazy thing is, I think today we've seen more perfect parries against the DI than counter DIs.
Yeah,
And-
yeah. I think it might have been the case, yeah.
And Deiver manages to get end the round with the power bomb, and they're going to go into round 3. Of course, Andrej with a slight meter advantage gets the perfect parry, and we're going to go to the corner, I would imagine. Yes, we go for the safe jump. And as we said before, Alex not exactly the best character on defense.
Yep.
So this is a very scary position to be in. And that overhead, is this going to be it? It is! Wait, what?
What? Probably a misinput, most likely.
Definitely a missed input. That was supposed to be DP into level 3, and that was going to be the round. And the question is Deiver going to be able to capitalize on that mistake? So far, he does start his offense, but a wake-up level 2 is going to end it, and Andrej gets the first game nonetheless. And he is on a 6-win streak. I'm just going to point this out.
Yep. He's gonna need way more than that though. To be fair, if he wants to get this edition's win.
Well, technically he could lose a game now and still win the set, right? But
Yeah, true.
yeah, but of course, since Andrej is coming from the losers bracket, he needs to win 2 sets, while Deiver only needs 1. But with the momentum that Andrej is going in with for now, that might be what actually happens. Yet another perfect parry from Andrej, but he does drop the combo and no punish on the whiff DP this time.
And another perfect parry on the lariat attempt from Deiver. Sorry, from Andrej. He'll get the super
and
2.
Yeah, we see 2 perfect parries against Lariat in a row. It seems that he has practiced parrying that move specifically.
Might be the case, yeah.
Oh,
And on the stomp as well.
maybe just all of the Prowler stance
Yep.
follow-ups.
Which I do respect because you kinda need those in this matchup. Or rather, if you do have these, the matchup just goes way better for sure.
Yeah, we did just talk about how he doesn't really have a reliable way to anti-air the stomp, for example, right? Well, perfect parry is one way to mitigate that.
For sure, for sure.
Oh, but this time Deiver noticed, baits the parry attempt from Andrej and punishes it with a EX command grab. And he might be able to get this round, although both players very low HP, and wake up command grab is going to take it.
That was very, very risky from Deiver, not gonna lie. But of course,
Yeah.
calls out the walk shimmy with that.
Yeah. We talked about this before. It is one way to call out a walk back shimmy. And
It's gonna be very, very big damage.
yes, I'm surprised Deiver didn't try to kill with some kind of combo into level 1 after that level 2, but it doesn't matter, he manages to get the next hit and kill with it.
Yep.
So the win streak is stopped at the very least.
Yep, exactly. And the score is equalized, at least for this first set of Grand Finals.
Yes, exactly.
Poking a little bit more with the fireball at the correct range for sure is Andrej.
Yes, it seems that Andrej is willing to just stand at that range and try to dissuade Deiver from going into Prowler stance with those low tiger shots. And once again a perfect parry, not on Lariat but on the normal afterwards. So it seems that perhaps Deiver needs to bait the parry even more than he did already to stop Andrej from going for those.
Yeah. There it is, another parry attempt there.
A really
What a
good bait on the
bait,
DP. But he does drop the combo and Andrej wakes up with another DP and this time it connects.
Will it
Once
kill
again,
though?
Onirush overhead.
I
He
think it
doesn't
will.
drop the combo this time. I'm not sure if this is going to kill, honestly. Okay,
I think it
is.
will.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Very good optimization from Andrej. And he's one match shy of going into the reset. So, let us see.
Yeah, exactly. Good with punish from Andrej. And it does seem that that one game loss has not slowed him down at all for now.
Yeah,
Whereas
it does
Deiver
seem-
seems to have lost some of his momentum that he had in the winner's bracket so far.
He's risking a lot less, mainly because I do think Yannick that he hasn't been using the Brawler stance that much in neutral.
Yes, but it's kind of hard to blame him because each time he goes into it, he gets swatted with something like a low
Like
tiger
a
shot, for
perfect
example,
parry. And
or
that
a
as
perfect
well.
parry from perfect parry for the lariat or stomp.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He's definitely
Or a
Well,
wake up DP.
True. Very fair. Gets
This
the
time
wood
the hop
punish.
gets the with punish, yeah. And now Andrej is pretty close to burnout. So Deiver might be able to pressure him into a kill, especially now that he only needs one more hit in this round. He tries to go for the DI, but Andrej is the king of DI today, not you.
Gets that mash, of course, to salvage that round. Very important round for sure because, well, Andrej, if he wins, he actually He goes into the reset, exactly. Because it's already 2-1. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yet another perfect parry against the DI. And it seems that the DIs are finally starting to get countered against Andrej. Maybe not with a full punish counter DI punishes, but perfect parries are fine as well. And speaking of perfect parries, we have another one from Andrej. But Deiver has those as well. Are we playing Street Fighter 6 or are we playing First Strike? I don't know.
I think the devs really wanted this to seem like Third Strike for real. So, yeah.
Well, I suppose there's no Sagat in First Strike, but other than that...
True.
Oh, and we see the buffer on the super from Andrej to attempt to react to anything Deiver might be willing to throw out. Like a stomp. And this level 2 is going to kill, and we're going to have a reset.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now I wonder, are we going to see something special from Deiver? Or, well, he's definitely going to try to adapt. We did see a few attempts at baiting perfect parry in that set, but it seems that those were not enough to stop Andrej from attempting perfect parries. So perhaps he will have to do a lot more of those whiffed stomps, for example, from the Prowler stance.
Yeah, for sure,
To try to bait those parries and then throw them.
He does need to try and circumvent that a little bit. Maybe just try to basically dash with the Prowler stance a little bit, presenting a little bit of those options. Could be something.
Perhaps.
Just try something different, to be fair. Ooh, what a cross-up from Andrej, though. Very, very good.
But so far this round, everything is working out for Andrej, and he gets another round. And, well, he's working on building another win streak. Only 2 for now, but if he keeps playing like that. And finally, we have a punish counter DI. Finally, we see this answer, and this is going to hurt, as Alex said.
For sure. The damage on the conversion was very, very good. But Andrej, he's getting very, very good percentage on his reversals today, at least for the wake-up reversals. Yannick, I do feel like it.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be a level 2 to get the kill from Deiver. And we're going to round 3. And I wonder, now that we've seen the DIs getting countered, is Andrej going to finally stop going for them, or is he just going to keep ripping them off?
I think we are gonna see some, maybe just one more sneaky DI. Maybe just one more. But this time around.
Yeah, this time around Deiver manages to get the perfect round, and he is going to be the one who strikes first in this reset set. And for the first time in this Grand Finals, it's Andrej who is on the back foot.
Gets the corner as well. Could be a very, very tragic incident for Andrej on this round. He's maintaining it pretty well, to be fair.
Yes, and it seems that the momentum has shifted for Deiver's side this time. We do see quite a few lariats here, and none of them were perfect parries. None of them were even attempts at parries. So perhaps Deiver has managed to strike some fear into Andrej's heart.
Yep. And here we could see like a delay on the option as well. He was just chilling on that Prowler stance for a few frames, and then he threw out the stomp, so... It did work, because Andrej did not get the perfect parry, at least yet.
Yeah.
On that regard it worked, and the EX powerbomb, very big damage.
Yeah, so we've seen before that one time the stomp was blocked and then he perfect parried the normal afterwards, so this time he goes for a common grab. And now both players are in burnout, and Andrej might be able to... Oh, Deiver might be able to get one hit into... Oh, it's going to be Andrej who gets the hit.
Holy.
And he is going to be able to equalize this game at the cost of 3 bars. But Deiver was one hit away from putting the setup 2-0, which would be a tremendous advantage. But of course, he is going to have to put some work this round if he wants to set the score. So this... Oh, surely that's not what he wanted.
Yeah, most likely a misinput. Try to get step kick there from Andrej for sure. Slowly getting driven into the corner, yeah?
Yeah, and overhead getting punished with a jump in, and Andrej gets the perfect KO. That super misinput definitely hurt him a lot in that round. Maybe a little bit of mental damage as well.
For sure.
But it seems that he has recovered in this round so far. Andrej going for yet another wake up reversal after getting one blocked. And we're going back to being consistent with perfect parries. It's as if the game 1 of this set didn't happen.
For sure, getting his confidence back. It does seem to be the case. Good light confirm from Deiver though, and... Ooh, this is big. Level 2?
Yes. Deiver could have pressured further in that block string to try to get Andrej to burnout, but he was so conditioned by those many wake-up reversals that he left a gap there, and Andrej decided to get his battles in, and we get a double KO. And well, I think the double KO favors Deiver a little bit just because of the meter situation here.
Yeah, for sure.
And yet again a reversal from Andrej. He's relentless with those.
What a parry. I mean, also, even on the knuckles he's getting the parry, or rather on the elbow he's getting the parry.
Yes, he keeps just getting perfect parrying everything.
And
yes,
again on
once
the lariat.
again. And is he going... He's not going to... Even if he finished that combo, he would not be able to find a kill, but on this tap kick punish counter, this definitely is going to kill. And it's 2-1 for Andrej. And
He might actually do it.
He's getting closer and closer to winning this. But this time it's Deiver who perfect parries the Tiger Knee. And that's how he's going to start his offense. Good with punish on the heavy punch. And now Andrej is in the corner. And the question is, do you keep pressuring or do you try to bait the reversal, which Andrej has shown so many times before? Good shimmy and another perfect, this time by Deiver. And he definitely needs this kind of momentum shift in this set. Oh, this time he didn't... the lariat wasn't fast enough to armor through all of those jabs from Andrej. But he just keeps pressuring anyways. Finds the cone grab as well. And once again Andrej is in the corner and Deiver is pressuring. A little bit late with lariat to get it as an anti-air, but he's still going to be able to pressure Andrej afterwards, but we get a back throw incident. And he decides to spend it all.
Don't think it's gonna be a kill though, but...
Not just yet, but very close. But Andrej is in burnout, so this is a scary situation, but he does get the crouching medium kick to finish the round off. And Andrej is on set point here. He gets no meter though for this round. And let's see if Deiver can stay alive in this tournament for one more final game, or if this is going to be it. Once again, we're in that corner of the map, but once again Andrej manages to find a perfect parry and do a back throw. But that trade on the entire leads to a combo for Deiver, and we're going to back throw Andrej into the corner once again. But they swap sides once again. And now it's Deiver. No, he's not in burnout just yet. But okay, the DI is going to be parried, but
Oh, that actually kills with the
yeah,
power
Deiver
bomb.
gets the kill with the column grab, and we're going to a final game. One more game to decide it all. Andrej versus Deiver.
Starting off with a very, very good check with the crouch medium punch. And to be fair, it's definitely one of Alex's best buttons, and the punish counter grab from the
It's
stance.
so weird that we're going to Andrej's corner basically every round for the past 3 rounds, I feel like.
True,
And
true,
yet,
true.
it doesn't feel like Deiver is the one holding all the cards and being the one who sets up the pace of this match.
For sure.
Oh, a counter hit step kick. And now it's Deiver who's in the corner, and this is going to be scary. And Andrej is going to be the one who puts himself on the set point first once again. And now Deiver needs to win 2 rounds in a row. Once again we're going to Andrej's corner. A drive reversal is blocked and punished with an EX power bomb. And Andrej is fighting his way out of it.
Doesn't quite get the punish counter for that to be true. That target
Yes,
combo.
That hit could have been a game ender, but instead it's going to be a punish counter stomp for Deiver, which is going to secure the round, and we're going to final game, final round for the tournament.
Yeah, both of them have been displaying quite a good knowledge of the matchup, to be fair. And I do think that's deserved. Even for the
Yeah,
viewers,
definitely.
of course. It's being really good.
Yeah, really high level set with that we're watching here, especially in terms of perfect parries. We've seen so many of them today.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We do have to point it out. It is the truth. Okay, another DRC from Andrej, and he will spend the level 3.
And this is going to be burnout for
Yep,
Andrej,
it is for sure.
and this is very scary. Now Deiver needs to be very prepared for those DIs, which Andrej has been willing to rip out even when his opponent was not in burnout, but he finds a super of his own. He's going to get out of burnout with it and almost equalize the health. We see another one of those DPs from Andrej, and entire DP is going to end it all. Andrej wins the tournament.